Hello, hello. This one is about how to recognize that you are progressing forward in the healing journey. And I'll start off by saying that by no means am I fully healed, am I fully free of all the emotional struggle. I'm not. I'm not, and I just want to get that out there because it's very easy to put people on a pedestal when they have a channel about healing. It's like they're still trying to heal themselves also, they're just sharing their wisdom. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just sharing the stuff that I have learned on my own journey. Hopefully it helps you on yours. And so one of those things today in this video is, recognizing your own progress in the healing journey. And so one of the things I've noticed is that to actually know that you're progressing is to know that you are becoming less and less triggered by your daily triggers. Well, not that they have to be daily. Maybe these triggers come up a few times every once in a week or once in a month, and there are different triggers and they trigger different things. But ultimately, triggers, things that feel emotionally unpleasant. Oh, that really triggers me, that really triggers me, whatever it is. But if those things come up and they come up less intense each time, you know that you're moving forward. Because I used to think that moving forward was just to understand where those triggers came from. I've talked about this in previous videos, but I'll talk about it again here. So I had this obsession with trying to work out where my triggers came from on the intellectual level and only staying in the intellectual level. But it's the same as like being stabbed by someone and trying to find out who stabbed you, why they did it. But at any point, are you really healing from the understanding of who stabbed you and why they stabbed you? No, you don't feel any better now. You just might understand its background, but that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how the war started, only how to end it. Thanks, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Captain Iroh. Thanks for that little piece of wisdom. I held that in my heart. But anyway, yes, that very much applies here. And so I found that to really recognize that you are indeed moving forward in this journey is to know that you're becoming less triggered when the trigger comes up, when it initially comes up. Let's say you look at a picture that really triggers you. I don't know what that picture is, but maybe there's a certain visual image that you might just see somewhere, and suddenly you feel those feelings stirring up inside of you, whatever it is, any kind of sensation, some sort of sensation that you don't particularly like. And if that feeling is less strong when it comes up the next time, you know that you're progressing. And how to actually progress in this, how to actually get better at feeling these feelings? Feel the feelings, which I suppose sounds very vague, but if I'm going to be more specific, then it is to, again, feel the sensations of the body. I know I keep saying this, but at the moment in my life, this seems to be huge importance. And if this helps anybody to do the same thing and it helps them just in the same way that it's helped me, then I will keep saying it. And not in a forceful way. You can always just go away from the video and that'll be that. But here's just my piece, And yes. And if you want to learn more about body awareness and that kind of thing and actually feeling the body, you want more insight into that, what does that actually mean, then you can read Waking the Tiger by Peter Levine, get into somatic experiencing and that kind of thing. I definitely want to study it because it's a huge interest of mine. But yes, this is one thing that has hugely helped me, and I would say much more than any kind of psychoanalysis. I've tried different therapies, talk therapies and things, but recently I actually tried a therapy called Hakomi therapy, which is body-oriented, So really what it means, or what you are doing in the session is you are talking about what bothers you. Of course, that is going to then bring up the feelings. And then from there, you work with the feelings, So usually in a talk therapy session, no matter what type of therapy it is, generally speaking, it's going to be a session where you're just talking about your problems, they are there to talk about it with you, and it's nice to have that comforting presence, right, from somebody else, and they are there to listen to you and support you, and it's very nice, just like having a friend. But sometimes I just felt like I was going around in circles where, yes, I may have a comforting ear, to listen to me. But once again, all I'm really doing is trying to work out who's done it to me, why they've done it to me, the trauma, whatever. It's just trying to figure out what that trauma is, and I just don't think that this is really what is going to help us move forward in our trauma. Of course, about helping you, just keep going. I'm not trying to discourage anybody who's doing it, and it's helping them to stop doing that. It's just for me personally. I was doing it for a while, about a good 2 years or so, and I just came to a point where I was like, this just. I'm just going around in circles at this point. I've already understood where these wounds come from and maybe why they're there, why they are there. But to feel it is really the surgery, let's say, of the wound. Again, to see why somebody stabbed you, where they've stabbed you, how it got there. Is that healing? It's not healing. So to feel the body and to notice, yes, that progression, to know that it's becoming less triggering each time the trigger comes up. That's when you actually are feeling better. But also not to be fixated on feeling better, but getting better at feeling. So yes, we shouldn't be so obsessed with the idea that we should feel better right now, because that is now in denial of the feeling that is coming up right now, but instead to just focus on feeling. It doesn't matter what the feeling is. If it's really unpleasant, still remain present. That's that. I hope this helps. I know that these videos can be very kind of scattery and then I kind of digress, but that's just, I want to have a kind of go with the flow feel to my videos rather than splices and, all of that. Yeah. Goodbye.